Hi everyone, and thank you for listening in. My name is Marta Martín Gilete from the Universidad de Extremadura in Spain, and today I would like to present Enhancing English and Academic Skills through OERs, Insights from Technology Enhanced Learning in Higher Education. I will be presenting the piloting of an open educational resource, henceforth OER, aiming at embracing customized adjunct linguistic materials on training specific academic language skills in higher education. Before starting, I would like to make some acknowledgements. This presentation reports on some work that is part of the regionally funded research project ICLUEX at the Universidad de Extremadura. The ICLUEX research team is made up of researchers based at the Universidad de Extremadura with a background in clear applied metaphor research and discourse analysis. So this research project aims to contribute to the quality of teaching content subjects through English, integrating content and language at the Universidad de Extremadura by developing open educational resources in virtual collaborative learning environments. Although this research is specifically adapted to the reality of the Universidad de Extremadura, our goal is to support this integrated teaching in the field of higher education. Today, I will be presenting the first pilot experience of this OER designed on writing definitions. Here you can see very briefly the table of contents for this presentation. First, some important considerations. In recent decades, as we all know, there has been a growing interest in the internationalization of European higher education institutions. Why? Because this process attracts foreign students, that is, enrolling students with other L1s. It improves language competencies of domestic students by enriching learning with cultural experience, preparing students for globalization, and improving intercultural skills of domestic students. It also contributes to sharpening the international profile of the institution, fostering the profile of the university within the country, and agreements and exchanges with other institutions. And brain game, it attracts, of course, foreign staff and PhD students. Drawing on these current concerns about the internationalization of European higher education institutions, there are two main lines of development. While internationalization abroad consists of all types of education across borders, internationalization at home is a series of practices devoted to carry out activities that help students develop international understanding and intercultural skills at their home universities. Under the umbrella of the internationalization of European higher education institutions, in recent years, a growing number of educational programs have emerged intended to foster internationalization at home on the needs to train university students for successful academic performance. In this respect, the use of English in integrating language and content in higher education has played a significant role in enhancing interdisciplinary education approaches to develop academic language and skills. This approach has attracted a great deal of attention on its impact on L2 learning in higher education. Accordingly, students' perceptions and linguistic needs have been widely researched. However, to the best of my knowledge, very little attention has been paid to the training needs and designs on materials addressing higher education student needs on academic language and linguistic skills. So, I would like to present the ICLUEX modules aiming at developing adjunct clear materials addressing students' needs at the Universidad de Extremadura. So, which are some implications of integrating content and language in this university context? Well, the main objective of this research project is, on the one hand, to identify the linguistic and training needs of the students in relation to the subjects taught in English in terms of academic genres, discursive functions, and linguistic skills. And on the other hand, to develop contents in virtual collaborative learning environments using a clear approach in higher education adapted to the Universidad de Extremadura. To identify students' needs, an online 22-item questionnaire adapted from Pérez Cañado 2020 was distributed to a total of 155 students attending 15 different BA degrees at the Universidad de Extremadura, where English is the medium of instruction. Students were asked to rate their level of agreement with several statements related to their linguistic competence and training needs. Results show that in general, these students perceive the need to improve their academic vocabulary and develop linguistic skills. From these findings, it is inferred the need to develop teaching materials which enhance those skills and provide students with specific training in academic English in general and specific English in relation to the subjects taught in English. For this purpose, this research project aims to develop OERs in virtual collaborative learning environments. As you can see, a total of 7 self-study online models designed, developed, and implemented with such computer tools and platforms as Moodle, Gilete, or YouTube. As you can see, the introductory module, creating outlines, then concept maps, writing definitions, writing summaries, reporting data, the language of presentations, and writing abstracts. As you can see on the screen, these are the main steps followed to design these online learning materials. First, need analysis, second, material design, and third, development of materials in an 8-step procedure. This EQX model will be projecting itself in successive cycles concerning the action research within the UX to improve the quality and effectiveness of clear approaches across the existing university courses. As you can see in the organizing cycle of action research, Model 2, writing definitions, has been planned to go through a cycle of conceptualization, planning, action, and evaluation. The first action research cycle, carried out during the 2020-2021 academic year as a first pilot experience, is what I'm presenting here. From now on, I will focus on this concrete model on writing definitions, and I will start presenting the conceptualization and planning of the design of the OER. So this model aims at providing students with the fundamental knowledge and tools to create definitions through an interactive 6-hour learning experience with the aid of the online software Gilete. Other needed materials and resources are internet connection, a computer, a laptop, and Moodle. This topic will be introduced through 5 different B2 level online collaborative task phases, implementing both theoretical aspects and practical exercises under the principle of self-study, collaborative learning, and self-assessment. At the end of the module, our learners will be able to create their own glossary of the terms of the module, use the correct language structures to write an adequate definition, self-assess their own performance at the end of each phase, and self-assess their own performance at the end of each phase. Additionally, students will be able to understand written input as well as to produce written output relating to the content objectives. This model is structured as a series of 5 task phases, including a total of 16 activities of different foci, presentation, practice, production, and assessment tasks, and different typology, reading, listening, and writing. At the end of each phase, the students are presented with a self-assessment test on the contents worked in the session. Also, as being a tailor-made OER, students can either do the whole module or just single sessions or activities. As you can see, phase 1, warm-up phase, phase 2, pre-task phase, phase 3, task phase, and phase 4, follow-up phase. As the other EQX modules, the OER as the final product can be implemented as a self-study interactive learning experience with online software generally. However, this tailor-made OER also allows students to access its phase or activity in separate task phase OERs. As well, the introductory video of the module is accessible in YouTube independently, or its task can be adapted to the target university Moodle so that the students can receive feedback from instructors, if interested, which is the case of our university context. Concerning the implementation, both action and evaluation of this OER. The implementation of the OER was carried out during the first semester of the 2021 academic year during class time as part of the disciplinary course English Language 1, where I was the instructor. A total of 35 first-year undergraduate students attending BA disciplinary courses taught in English participated, 9 male and 26 female students. All of them were home university students enrolled in the BA in English Studies, except for one of them who was an Erasmus student from Czech Republic. This model was implemented with a group of students of whom 22 students had attended CLIL courses at school or high school, and the average L2 level was B2. This group of students spent an average of 3.74 hours to complete the model, distributed in an average of 4.16 days. After the implementation, an online 24-item questionnaire was distributed to rate the level of agreement, with several statements in reference to the appropriateness of the online model and the effectiveness of the OER design, planning and sequence of activities, linguistic aspects, and overall satisfaction rating. Additionally, since I was an instructor, I could also write down notes based on direct observation while the students were working on the model in class, which provided extra information on unclear instructions or missing guidelines, for instance. Results indicate that the students responded positively to the overall structure and sequencing of the model's activities. A significant majority agreed that the activities followed a logical order and were relevant to the academic studies, with many appreciating the clarity of the instructions and the autonomy afforded by the model. However, one recurring critique was the model duration, with several students suggesting it felt too long. Some recommended shortening the model or reallocating time within specific activities to enhance engagement and better fit their schedules. Regarding linguistic aspects, most participants felt that the level of English and the complexity of the content aligned well with the proficiency. Many acknowledged that the model was useful for the academic development, particularly improving their ability to write definitions in English. While some participants reported improvements in their academic English and specific linguistic competencies, fewer noted significant advances in broader language skills such as listening or speaking. Nevertheless, the majority valued the model's practical tools and its focus on enhancing their academic writing and organizational skills. Overall, the findings highlight the model's effectiveness in supporting students' academic and linguistic development while identifying areas for refinement, such as adjusting the model's length and incorporating more diverse linguistic tasks. It is worth noting that this group of students overall expressed satisfaction with the model and would recommend it to their peers. Here are some reasons why students would recommend the model to others. They emphasize its practical usefulness, highlighting how it improved their academic and organizational skills, particularly in creating outlines and managing ideas effectively. Students appreciated the model's applicability across various academic tasks and disciplines, enabling them to complete assignments more efficiently. In terms of skill development, the module was praised for fostering digital competencies such as using tools for organizing and presenting work and for enhancing their ability to differentiate main ideas from secondary ones. It also contributed to language improvement, particularly in developing academic English and vocabulary, as well as improving comprehension and analytical skills in English. Additionally, students valued the module's engagement and accessibility, describing it as an enjoyable and guided way to learn practical skills. They found the activities entertaining and manageable within their schedules. The model also offered broader benefits such as encouraging creativity, introducing new approaches to organizing and solving tasks, and promoting the use of innovative digital tools for academic and professional growth. Additionally, some students suggested improvements to the model, including making activities more dynamic and creative to enhance engagement and motivation. The module's length was highlighted as an area of adjustment, with recommendations to shorten it or allocate more time for specific tasks. Additionally, diversifying activities by including listening exercises and incorporating videos throughout the module were proposed to enhance the learning experience. These insights highlight opportunities to refine the model for greater effectiveness and engagement. Finally, discussion and conclusions. The implementation of this model not only helped students with fostering of the transversal skills of writing definitions and digital practice for development of their academic skills, but also this OER contributed to improve students' performance on different disciplinary courses they were attending at the time, both in terms of contents and in terms of language. However, from these findings, it is inferred the need to make changes and or adaptations to this model based on the previous findings to further improve the quality of the OER and its contribution to training a specific academic language and digital skills at this particular higher education institution. Likewise, having designed, implemented, and assessed this OER with my young students has provided first-hand information on whether these materials spurred interest or not, as well as their usefulness. This piloting has some limitations since it has been implemented in the first cycle of action research only in a concrete higher education context of the Universidad de Extremadura. However, the OER aims to be further developed together with the rest of ICLUEX models through an action research process within the UX to improve the quality and effectiveness of CLIL approaches across the 16 university courses. Therefore, these results obtained from the evaluation of the first piloting iteration will contribute to the reconceptualization of the model to be implemented during this academic year with other different students attending different degrees at the Universidad de Extremadura. With this present pilot experience, this research has focused on the consistency of the teaching materials designed. However, it is important to take a step forward on analyzing a student's performance and development of academic vocabulary and skills. These are the references I used for this presentation in case you're interested. And thank you. Thank you for your time and attention.